The college football experience, bombs down under, and Mel Tucker out at Michigan State episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Use the promo code SGP. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any NFL game. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code SGP. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Snag the tickets without the stress. Use the promo code CFBX on your first purchase to save $20. Download the Game Time app. Use that promo code CFBX. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes. Play Underdog, pick them in college or NFL, win up to 20 times the amount of money you enter in one game right there. Boom. Use the promo code SGPN and Underdog Fantasy for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And finally, we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the Bombs Down Under. The Bombs Down Under. And there's a bomb going off in old East Lansing, Michigan. Maybe on a phone call. I don't know. But look, perhaps you're wondering who the hell you're listening to. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Pretend it never happened. Hey, shout out to the chat. Daquan the Great. Hell of a model American, in my opinion. Everyone in the chat doing the Lord's work, popping in. Hoover, I appreciate all of you. Let's make some bank. I am joined by the host of the Bottom Line Bombs, hence the Bombs Down Under, people. That's what we do here. All right. We're not super creative, so we just combine both names.
And it's not like we didn't work on it. It seems like, oh, you must not have thought about it.
This took a month.
Yeah, you must like, oh, just fall on the way to the show. No. Now we had a think tank with this. We went through all proper channels.
The detonation. I had ideas
all summer. We couldn't. This is what we came up with.
That's why they pay us the big bucks. Right. I'm joined by the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, which you should be subscribed to because that is coming on next.
Yes, the C Block.
The C Block. There we go. I keep forgetting that. You got next time pre-episode. I want to open up with that. Welcome to the C Block.
I'm going to come up with some artwork for us.
Yes.
Now that I'm a master on Canva, I'm going to have some C Block art coming up for us.
But I give you CJ Sullivan, the man in the box. How you doing, buddy?
Good, buddy. Great to be here on a Monday. Another great college football weekend. I mean, so much.
Very, very. So
I see how happy you are coming in.
I had Saturday night. I did a six. I threw down $100 on a 6-game parlay. I believe it might have been 7.
All right.
I think it was 6.
Wow.
Right.
It's fun.
Well, the first 5 hit, and I was convinced the 6th was definitely going to hit after, say, 52 points were put up in the first half.
Yeah, that's
so USC Stanford.
I was just gonna say USC over is no problem. 49-3.
That's what I'm saying. At halftime, I'm like, they're on pace for 104. Right?
and I don't see USC slowing down.
I got 69. All I need is over 69. And then
insane.
The entire third quarter, Stanford gets to the 1 yard line.
I know.
I should have scored a touchdown if the guy wasn't just the tight end was just super white. Let's be honest. Like he was just. It should have been. It was. They did like the tight end sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been a touchdown, but he just steps out at the one. Next play, start.
He was
next
super.
play.
He was super white about it.
And then they end up going for it on fourth down. They don't score. It's driving me fucking crazy.
Take the 3.
Yeah. So I'm saying.
I mean, Jesus.
The whole quarter.
That was a horrible beat. That was gross.
So sick. I was about to cash.
Right.
If you were here in the studio, I was doing backflips because I thought I was going to cash about almost $7,000. So yeah.
Was that the only leg that lost?
That was the only leg that lost. The other 5 had already hit. That was the final leg.
Oh, that was the final leg of 6.
Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, how'd you do?
That's a bad beat. I had a bad beat as well, though. We all had Texas Tech.
That was tough.
Versus Oregon. I had him parlayed money line with the Coug, who easily shipped it, but plus the 7.5. I had great numbers, 6.5, whatever it was,
Yeah.
For that pick 6, right? And for him to score like that, is very
fucking.
It's very Oregon-y as well.
Very selfish play
because it keeps him in the game.
A chance. Yeah.
No, it absolutely keeps him in the game. It was the wrong move. Hey, 19-year-old, scoring
you go out of bounds like a decent person. All right?
Scoring a touchdown in front of 80,000 people. That's the wrong move.
That was like, I'm sorry. I got worked up this morning on the week. The Outkicks article on Shedeur Sanders. I mean,
Colorado.
the most ridiculous piece of journalism I've seen in a long time. They're the fucking worst. Because I'm trying to pull it up quickly right here, but they're essentially saying it's like a smear piece.
Well, Outkick itself, they have what they say coded language. Articles. Yeah. I mean, when they're saying Shedeur Sanders acting immature, we know what they're trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. And because he's wearing a fucking watch and he points to it, saying what time is it after he beats and the Nebraska guy's talking shit to him.
Right.
They're the worst.
Now, was he pointing to the watch like it's time, winning time, it's time you lose, or is it, hey, look at my NIL money watch? I have,
either way, who gives a shit?
No, absolutely. Yeah. I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it. That's exactly what he should do.
Have they ever played sports? Do they realize the amount of shit talking that goes on? All right.
I will say with
Kevin
Colorado.
Garnett was calling Charlie Villanueva a cancer patient.
I know. He said Carmelo's wife smelled like Fruit Loops. Okay. Now, they did a what? Now what was that deal? Did Matt Rule have they have a team meeting on the 50-yard line?
Yeah.
Now was this a day beforehand?
Right before
the game.
Yeah,
it wasn't like during warm-ups or something where they're coming out with the fans, though, right?
No, I think it was right before the game. But I mean,
either way,
yeah. And his excuse is this is what he normally does, but I don't believe that.
Nah.
Either way. Someone that rooted for Colorado, if I was on the Buffs, I would have done the same fucking thing.
And Dion and Colorado are the king of, we were slated with this, he flat out makes shit up, but that's what he makes it work. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't go out of my way to give them any fucking, poster board or revenge thing because that's what they do. They look chips on the shoulder. Dion only brings his own luggage. He brings his own chips for the shoulders. Like he said, this is what they did. This is personal. You didn't even know where Colorado was a month ago. But good for Dion. That was great.
That's how you fire your boys up. You're going into war. You got to have angles.
You got to fight.
Even if they're made up. Mm-hmm. Dude, I remember I was reading, I forget what college football book it was, where I want to say might have been during the Spurrier era. Or no, Stoops. It was Stoops. Well, he was with Florida. So maybe this was at Florida or at Oklahoma. But he would actually have a newspaper clipping from something that the own university created as a newspaper. Didn't publish it. He had it cut out and he brings it into his locker room to show him this was down at the Dallas Register.
So funny.
This is what they're saying about us.
Hilarious.
Right? So I mean, come on. This is
it's what you do. You make sure. Yeah. It's great. Yeah, anything about anything. Get the W. Dion's press conference afterwards when they asked him about because there was the one play was it a 2-point conversion play where he got penalized for taking his helmet off? Yeah. It was an amazing play.
Yeah.
But he stepped out of bed. What was he? He was incomplete.
The guy dropped it.
The ball dropped it. It looked like
great play by Shedeur.
Incredible play.
Yeah.
Right. He takes off the helmet, 15-yard penalty. So in the press is trying to get him to go like, what'd you say to him about the 15-yard penalty, with the helmet off, and Deion was like in tears, like in joy. He's like how proud he was for him taking off his son. He said, "Dad, this is personal. What can I say to that? It is personal. Fuck them." I'm like, Jesus.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy if you want him disciplined for that. Then he should have showed his watch. I was going to give him his watch to show to the camera. This is why I got that watch.
So I also did lose on the Texas Tech play.
Texas Tech was terrible.
I mean, even worse was I had many bets. I had that parlayed with Baylor, but Baylor had already been cooked.
Baylor was a brutal beat too.
Yeah. So,
what did they do?
But I still had a good weekend. I mean, considering I did lose, if you bet enough, you can have a decent weekend.
Sure.
I was big on Colorado.
Great.
I was big on Washington State.
And we've seen and let's thank Colorado if that means this is the last we see of Jeff Sims for the last quarterback. My God, he can. How can they keep bringing him out there?
Here's okay. People want to give Matt Rule or want to give him a pass because year one. Look, and I like Matt Rule, but Casey Thompson, who's now at Florida Atlantic, the former starting quarterback for Nebraska and Texas.
Yes,
he wanted to stay at Nebraska, but he was a late transfer. He was a late transfer because he was like, they're starting Sims, and he was like, I don't think he's better than me.
I don't want to be a part of a program that thinks that guy is better than me.
Yeah. So he dips out. They could have had that. So part of the reason why I think you saw Sims was their QB depth took a hit then. But I mean, I don't know. I mean,
if he just don't turn the ball over in Nebraska's winning at halftime. I mean, just don't keep giving them the ball.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, that was actually, they had a great game plan. I thought Sean Lewis though made great adjustments in the second half, but they did. The Rice Owls also hit for me as a 10-point dog.
And I know we were a week behind with the Rice Owls and the over. Yeah. Of course, we said in the beginning of the season Rice overs all day, all year.
Yeah,
and then we got shortchanged that for week 1 versus Texas, but now right back to where they should be. They pulled it out. They tried to blow
got it done.
They tried to blow it versus Houston, but they pulled it out.
I also hit on Holy Cross. I hit on
now tell me about that Crusader game because I saw you repost the picture. They should have won outright. How did they know? It was that delay. That delay killed them.
Well, even with that, after the delay, which is what, by the way, hold on. Let's talk about these delays. Yeah. There was like
let's talk about these delays.
Fucking God, don't get me started, dude. And I know I touched on this with the Patty C show.
That Richmond or whatever it was like 8 hours or fucking Jesus Christ.
There was over like 20 games delayed. I've watched college football my entire life, right? Since fucking like every Saturday since like 1990, right? I cannot recall this ever happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember like one game,
right?
But 30 fucking games?
It's insane.
There's no way that was lightning throughout. Like you had UMass fans tweeting out, "It's just cloudy. Why are we not playing? There's not even rain."
What happened to football?
What's going on in our fucking country, man?
This isn't baseball. Okay?
Yeah,
you go out there and you risk your goddamn life.
You want to see the game in the rain,
right? Lightning. We're not in a scissor lift filming Notre Dame.
They didn't even say lightning. They just said weather. It's like
right, just the general weather. Right.
It's like what now? If it's just gonna have some
they're
clouds
doing it, so we're doing it. So now everyone's momentum is ruined, and we're going to be here for 12 hours.
Unfucking believable.
What was Holy Cross catching in that game?
They covered, but I did ride them on the money line too.
Yeah, they should have won.
Because so they come out that hour break. They do a QB. So if you haven't watched a lot of Holy Cross football, Matthew Saluka, their quarterback's kind of like Tim Tebow. They do like quarterback power sweeps with him. That's like one of their best offensive plays.
Right.
And they do a quarterback power sweep and he breaks it for like a 60-yard touchdown. But he looked back at the defender and he stepped out. Like no one was there. Right. But so that was crucial because there was nobody there to stop him. It was a walk away touchdown with under a minute left. And 2 plays later was a strip sack, but they were about to score. At least to send it to overtime.
It was Purple Crusaders.
So yeah, it was brutal.
Good,
Those fans showed up though.
They showed out. They showed out in Worcester.
Yeah.
The Woo Rats or the local Woo Rats, they call them out in Worcester. They popped up.
They were there.
And the private schoolers.
They stayed through the fucking storm.
Yeah, absolutely.
BCU didn't have fans even before the storm. Right. Before the clouds. but yes, and then I hung on to a Hawaii one late night. That was one that I also hit on.
I was doing.
I had a sweat there.
Yeah, that was a sweat.
You had Texas. Talk to me about that one.
I had Texas plus a 7 and a money line round. I figured if they're going to do the 7-1, just because I'm not a believer in Alabama. I'm looking at Alabama. Are they still? They're still in the top 10, which I wouldn't even put them in the top 10 anymore. Now, time will tell.
Yeah.
If
it won't be this week because they play South Florida.
Right, it won't be this week. Time will tell what kind of win this is between. Was Alabama bad or is this Texas being Texas? I think it's in between. You know, it's not too high or too low on each one. But I definitely like the chances. I definitely think they held back versus Rice. So I had Texas. I lost to Arizona State.
You took Arizona State?
I liked them a lot in that game, but I know not a lot. But I mean, I got the worst of the number too. It was like 2.5, and then that got away from me. Obviously, you liked Okie State. Obviously,
I did bet Okie State. That was part of the parlay.
Oh, wow.
Part of the parlay.
That took a while to get there, though. Early on,
I had to sweat a little bit.
Yeah,
I had to sweat. Hey, going with the 3 quarterback monster,
right.
And one of the coach's sons is one of the 3 of the monster, and he's never ever been good. A bit concerning. I was like, wait, what? Alan Bowman is solid. The backup is solid, but you're throwing in your son in a game down. You're down 7 right now,
right? Just in general, not that game, the Arizona State game, but I was going to move on to Auburn Cal. I did have that grossness, and it's just
Auburn had no business winning that game.
That's so gross. And the SEC games, SEC teams that are winning, that's what they're doing to win.
Yeah, but that's a classic Justin Wilcox. Like, I like Justin Wilcox. I've defended him on this show. They've lost, even within Pac-12 play, they've lost like a lot of games like that.
All right.
Where they had, if you watch that game, I had Auburn fans, a couple friends that are Auburn fans hit me up and they're like, we got no business winning this fucking game.
Absolutely not.
We only got the ball over the 50-yard line like one time. And whether you want to blame the refs on blowing the whistle when Cal took the fumble back for a touchdown, or the fact that Cal just couldn't, I want to blame the refs, but at the same time, I'm like, Cal, if you just make your fucking field goals,
right?
You know, if you make your field goals, it would have been like 29-7. It was ridiculous.
That was brutal. The SEC in general, not impressive. Even their wins they got.
Yeah. I mean, that was the most
impressive. Miss needed fucking Tulane's quarterback to be out, and they still had to pull some shenanigans to get that
Mississippi
cover.
State needed about an inch to beat Arizona.
I mean,
but hey, I mean, they, for Zach Arnett, I think it's actually a decent win. You know,
I like Zach Arnett. He's undefeated. Obviously, they got a big game
Saturday.
Very big game with the NFL offense that is Washington coming into town. So that'll be interesting. We'll see. Happens there.
No. Arnett's Mississippi State. He's got LSU coming.
Oh, LSU. Yeah, I'm sorry. Who's Washington playing?
Washington's playing Michigan State. We're going to talk about that in a second.
That's what I was thinking of ahead. I'm sorry, Washington.
No,
LSU.
You're good.
LSU. Who knows if they're, I don't know if they righted themselves with that, Division II win, whatever they rolled up.
They beat the hell out of Grambling.
They did beat the hell out of Grambling. So we'll see. I'd like to see Mississippi State beat LSU, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that on Thursday. But folks, look, before we talk about some coaching, the Big Ten, look, coming into the season, we knew Northwestern's job was open. Now we got another one, I think. But before we get to that, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Football is back, baby. And it's in full swing with another epic week of games. And who's got you covered on all the action for every single one of them? Yes, it's DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. Look, new customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Unbelievable deal right there. So get in on the action. NFL Week 2, College Football Week 3 with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Use the promo code SGP to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on the DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Yeah, download the tickets to your favorite event. I'm sorry, buy the tickets to your favorite event. And look, when you buy those, make sure you're not stressed out because that can happen. That can happen. You know what I mean? It shouldn't happen.
No.
It shouldn't happen, but it can happen.
Take that part of the experience out of your equation.
Say it. So what is stress anyway? You know what I mean?
Stress is trying not to get your 17 parlay in when you got 51 points at halftime.
Stress. That was stress. I was definitely cursing. Pretty sure the coffee shop below us might have called the police. Look, Game Time's the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all things sports, music, comedy, theater, whatever near you. All right. Look, with killer deals on last minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll be having at that very event. And forget planning months in advance. What has that ever got anybody? All right. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. And they have the Game Time guarantee, which means you'll always get the best price. And get this, if you find tickets in the same section in a row for less, Game Time would credit you 110% of the difference. Woo! Just giving you money. All right. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, terms apply. Create that account, CFBX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, we are back on the college football experience, and man, I will say this. You know, I grew up a Colorado Buffalo fan.
Love the Buffs. Darian Hagan.
Oh yeah.
Eric Bieniemy.
Oh yeah.
Charles Johnson.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we're fucking talking about Deion Figures.
Absolutely. Chad Brown.
Oh, just Alfred Williams. We can go on and on and on, buddy. But you know, Mel Tucker was hired a couple years ago.
Yeah. And
I was not fond of the hire when they hired him.
You didn't like Tucker at Colorado.
I just thought, you know, you phone it in. Oh, let's get a saving assistant.
Mm-hmm.
How did what's his name work? Kirby Smart works, but
no, I hear you.
But there's a lot that happens.
Absolutely.
Dooley at Tennessee, saving assistant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Jim McElwain at Florida. How'd he do?
Not well.
They ran him out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Napier is a saving guy.
Yeah.
They're going to run him out of town next. Florida didn't even learn their lesson the first time. Anyway, I wasn't thrilled with the hire.
Yeah. The Saban tree, just that whole tree. It's never good when the guy's just an asshole. Like a foot out up top, you know, like he's like this lord. They don't pursue other leaders when there's a dictator. Oh yeah, have one because they don't want him to do good anyway.
That's why you're a great coach because you took the best players and won.
Exactly.
Huh.
I'm just saying, a lot of Hitler's underlings weren't great leaders. I'm trying to say, you know, he kept them under thing. Not comparing Saban to Hitler. I'm just saying, you know, that mentality.
Saban was in Italy this offseason.
He was. And Belichick is his best friend. So, we'll see. Anyway, the point is, he went to Colorado. He did mildly successful. They liked him there.
Yeah, he was 5-7. He wasn't successful, but he did beat
for Colorado. Right.
He did beat Nebraska. I'll give him credit for that, and that matters.
Okay.
But you know, our problem, we call him Midnight Mel.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Colorado fan,
legendary story.
Yeah, because you know, there's been speculation that Michigan State was going to hire him. They're offering him money, and which I have no problem. I'm a capitalist. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make more money and fucking go, but don't do what you did essentially, which was like, no, I'm staying here at Colorado. And then like Michigan State made a stronger offer, and he goes, no, look, I'm in year one. I'm not going to leave Colorado. And then he goes to so reporters are asking this. No, this is we're asking people to commit to us, and I'm going to be the leader of that. I got recruits that just came here. I'm going to be the proof that we're building this thing, right? Then he goes to a pep rally for Colorado. It's like
you're talking like the boosters and shit, wasn't he? Like,
not a pep rally. Yeah, like a donation.
A donation thing to have people
and
raise money.
I am not
boosters,
leaving Colorado, right? I promise you that. Michigan State called me twice, but I am not leaving, right? I'm doubling down, right? And then like
meanwhile he's checking his phone in a pocket. Yep, 5 years, 10 years. Yeah. All right.
And then the dinner gets done at like 11 at night.
Yeah.
And then like tweets are coming out at midnight that Mel Tucker's the next head coach of Michigan State.
He's on a plane.
Wait, what? He just why double? Just say, look, I'm going to do what's best for my family.
And he did this while that fundraiser was still going on.
Yeah,
was still going on. He
basically lied to them. Yes, he made the deal.
Went out the back door onto a private Sparty jet, flew over, signed a contract, and these guys are still donating to Colorado.
Yeah, unbelievable. And look, I was not the biggest fan of him then.
Yeah,
and Colorado. That happened so late. Also, that's another thing. Colorado couldn't hire a normal coach
now
because it was like March.
Right.
It's like the whole coaching cycle is gone. So Colorado goes to Carl Durrell,
Mhm.
who was a Miami Dolphins wide receiver coach, but he had ties to Colorado. So like, hey, can you come coach? So he went through some really dark years. And to see this happen at Michigan State, even the fact that they gave him $100 million after, he's been pretty much terrible with the exception of 1 year. Fucking hilarious. Yes, I'm talking about the brand new news. This is karma. The fact that now we have Deion, we had to go through that adversity to get Deion. I'm all on board. But then the Mel Tucker story, which is just phenomenal.
Amazing.
It makes me laugh because how can you be so stupid? First off, Michigan State, fresh off of the Larry Nassar thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Nassar? Larry Nassar? I think it's Larry Nassar.
Larry Nassar, yeah.
Nassar,
whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Michigan State's got a history of this, which I did love when the athletic director came out. Now, I know this story sounds like the old Michigan State that you know about, but this is a completely new Michigan State about sexual abuse. We are, how we're terrible. This is another sexual abuse story. Yes, that's
in fact,
common.
we tried to get out in front of it. We brought someone in to talk about it.
And
and our head football coach starts calling her and jerking off.
Maybe don't try to strike up an inappropriate relationship with someone whose bio is prominent rape survivor. That's in her bio. I'm not saying this as a joke. You know what I mean? That's how she's addressed as. She's an activist and all that. She does great things.
That's what I'm saying.
With education, she's a survivor and all this. And he comes out with, I don't even think she was raped. Back in Colorado, he said someone's doing an investigation. We're like, whoa, Mel.
It was Oregon State.
Yeah, Oregon State. He goes, there's an investigation to see if anything ever happened to Oregon State. And we're like, Mel, what are you talking about?
You weren't even there at Corvallis. What the fuck?
That's a weird way to answer this question.
Well, even worse is he doesn't deny it. He goes, well, he goes, it was consensual, but yeah, I was definitely, having phone sex with her. Right. And she's saying that she wasn't even aware.
Yeah.
That she was even.
Yeah, she says, I'm an adult woman. We don't do phone sex anymore. This isn't the 80s. No, I was calling him about business, and he was jerking off.
Yeah, I mean, what a fucking idiot. He gives Michigan State a pass because Michigan State made a stupid play, like just an all-time blunder, giving him $100 million, right?
Yeah.
Now they're going to be able to finagle their way out of it. So,
well, that's the only reason why they haven't fired him yet, because they got to get their ducks in a row. They got to make sure they've been looking for an out for this contract.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
yeah.
Well, in a way, PR mess, but
they have to make sure it's right where they don't have to pay him.
Yeah,
because he's got 77 guaranteed, wasn't it? Something like that, something crazy of that. 95 million.
Yeah, I think 80 left.
Something fucking
80 left.
Insane.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
But it does look like the same thing with Michigan State, by the way, too. They knew about this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then the article comes out. Now they're like, well, now he's
we got a little bit different story. Now
he's suspended. Then they came out with a statement later. No, we didn't know about it, actually.
This reminds me of Northwestern in a way.
Of course.
Northwestern's like, 4th of July weekend.
And the other Michigan State stories. Yeah. That's what it reminds them of, exactly what they used to do.
Well, Northwestern, we didn't even know that the guy did anything wrong.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, this one, yes.
Yeah,
this one,
sure.
This one, he's admitting that he's like, no, I did this, but it was consensual. Right. It's like, but dude, you're married. No, I'm not saying
he fucked up there. He shouldn't have admitted anything.
He should have said,
don't admit anything.
I'll let my lawyer speak for me.
Was it a video chat? Then prove it.
Yeah.
I was just very excited about a lot of the things you were saying. You were talking about a lot of meetings and things work we could do together, and I have orgasmic reactions to business meetings that we have.
Yeah, I wanted to get you back on campus. Look, Michigan State plays Washington.
Thoughts and prayers to Brenda Tracy, the victim, by the way.
Seriously.
It's a terrible thing.
Yeah, honestly.
Especially for someone who's been through trauma like that. That's what's even sicker about Mel Tucker. He's worth firing just for that. Just like to have that mental attitude to take advantage of someone who's been.
And then try to say that she wasn't credible back in like the 90s when she got raped. It's
such a bizarre reaction. It's such a I'm defending like, oh, she's just a whore anyway. Basically, you're saying like, wow, what are you doing now?
Yeah. Unfucking believable. But anyway, so a little bit of karma, in my opinion, there.
A lot of karma. And with Michigan State, too, because fuck this school, too. Because that's what the AD, when he said that, because the AD asked, did you know about this before? He's like, no, we had interim measures. Interim measures were in place, and those interim measures have now been updated. It's updated. And the update was, our coach jerked off on the phone. We better suspend him. We better put that in the contract. You can't do that. Did we not do that? Did we? In that $100 million deal we gave over, do we have anything about jerking off the rape victims? Was that
Oh man. So they're catching 16 in East Lansing.
Pound Washington, dude. And I mean pound.
Michael Penix coming in.
God, a lot of
Ryan Hassey's in the chat said, do we fade Michigan State or is it crime pays?
No way.
Yeah,
absolutely
I mean,
not. Absolutely not. This is a different kind of crime.
Yeah, This is like, this is one where you're just like, even players on the team are probably
this
like,
is
what
creepy,
the fuck do you do?
right? We don't like this at all.
Phone sex.
Wait, that woman was giving us those speeches in the beginning of something because she talks to them all. I mean, she's doing work for them.
Yeah,
they're
she's
lucky to have her.
By like 100 fucking universities.
Oh yeah, she goes around the country.
Yeah.
She's a big time get. She's doing you a service basically. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to educate your team to
it's
not
like, hey team, listen to this.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Just don't don't follow me.
Also, she's pretty hot, huh? You think she liked me, guys? You guys, you kids are pick up on those sides. What do I gotta do? Help me, help Mel out. What do I gotta do? Do I make a TikTok dance?
What do I do?
Do I call her on the phone from a hotel in Florida and just casually masturbate?
I read that he was trying to get her to the hotel room.
Of course he was.
You see that? He said, like, meet me at the hotel room. Yeah, look, I can leave my wife, something to that extent. I can, look, if I left my wife, would you be okay?
Good Lord.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, so I'm taking Washington. Fade the hell out of this fucking creep ball.
Yeah. Late in the 16th. So what is Michigan
who's going to be
State
coach though coming in?
Harlan Barnett, former Michigan State defensive back, if memory serves me correct, in the 90s.
But they're bringing in D'Antonio too. Did I read that? Is he coming in?
I said he was open to it.
I don't think is it a special assistant kind of a deal situation here. What's
you're going to bring in the guy that, I mean, right. I know it wasn't, but he definitely has a little checkered past too, a little bit. Yeah. But I mean, the win total, they're 2-0. I mean, granted, it's Richmond and Central Michigan, but I mean, I think Michigan State fans are thinking maybe we can get out of this and make a bowl this year. But now this seems to be a disaster. What's your lead? You think this is just everything's going to come crumbling down?
Oh, they were a bad 2-0 anyways too. But like, yeah, I never, like you said, even before all this mess.
Yeah.
I wasn't a Mel Tucker believer anyway, and it's party fan.
I thought they were going to go like 6-6.
Yeah, I think it's going to. Yeah. I just definitely going to derail their season.
Unbelievable. So who do they turn to? They have a shit ton of money.
But also, I mean, to say that we saw with Northwestern when they wear the shirts, Wildcats versus the world, all that shit. They rally around anything, like you know what I mean. Yeah. So they'll say like how the world's against sport, the world's against sexual assault,
world's against phone sex.
Yeah, the world's against sexual predators. Can you believe that shit? Yeah. And they'll bring in and I mean he's never coaching again for Michigan State, obviously.
He might not even be a fucking head coach again, dude.
That's right.
Yeah. He's gonna be a position coach, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he'll have to go down the line.
Yeah,
that's for sure. It's amazing how quickly this was from.
But he just fucked up $100 million.
That's what I mean.
Doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You have $100 million, which is robbery to begin with.
Yes. You have the greatest deal maybe in all of college football as
next
to
Jimbo's.
Well, at least like Jimbo won a national championship before, so I understand why them giving him the money. Mel Tucker was like, "What? They gave him that much money?" And
I also had A&M last night. That was very few.
Okay. I did have A&M too. So I wonder where Michigan State turns though in the offseason because they struck out on Fickle 2 years ago or 3 years ago. There's talk that Pat Narduzzi is a former Michigan State guy.
Yeah,
I think Pitt fans will be like,
"Yeah, no shit. Take Narduzzi.
Take him.
No shit. Absolutely." I think I like a couple guys. I like the Midwest. If you want to stay Midwest, I like to stay Midwest, especially Michigan State. They're a very murky Midwest. It's East
murky
Lansing,
Midwest.
Murky Midwest. It's always bad weather. It's always gray weather at East Lansing. It's just murky. It's ratty. It's filthy. I like it. I like the kid. I love going up there too. It's great. I was thinking Toledo's coach, Jason Candle, kind of a
that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
He's a Midwest guy. He recruits there all the time and he kills it.
And I know some are saying Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator of the Buffs, that was Kent State's coach, that left being a head coach.
Yes.
And
he's obviously proven himself right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I like maybe pick those two coaches left from the Pac-2 out there.
I don't think they would take the maybe Dickert.
They would take Dickert. Dickert's from the Midwest
no,
well.
Dickert's from Wisconsin. I mean, I'm saying Jonathan Smith is at his alma mater.
Right.
I don't think he's taking that.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be left alone there as well.
True.
He the only
I mean, you could offer him a shit ton of money.
That was my thinking of it. The opportunity. Both coaches are great, by the way.
Yeah. Dickert, I could see. I think he's born and raised Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So, but also they're the two left behind. They're going to need another job opportunity to get out of there. That's why I think the opportunity is to pluck from those two guys. But then you got the trend. Now those are my actual candidates. There's two candidates.
Yeah.
Toledo and Dickert from Washington State, which I like.
No Urban Meyer, huh?
No Urban Meyer. But
what if Michigan State just lean into them being scumbags?
That'd be hilarious.
It's like, well, we went and got Urban Meyer. Did you see Swamp Kings?
Urban Meyer would be hilarious, but that does lean more towards what I do think. Now you already took Tucker from Colorado.
You go for Lewis then, huh?
I'm not. You go for this.
Deion?
Not Deion himself, but like we were saying, get that celebrity coach.
That's true.
Get Eminem in there, somebody from Michigan, whatever, some rapper. Who cares? Someone that the players would love to go play for. Like who's not going to go run to Eminem or fucking? Everyone wants to play for Deion. I'm sure his kid,
Andre
Rison is up there, right? Andre Rison, anybody, exactly.
Remember, he got his house burned down.
Yeah, by left eye.
Yeah.
Who else? Speaking of karma.
Yeah. Who else do they got? Who else do they got? Alumni that are coaching. I wonder.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to. Sometimes you have to wait till their kids are old enough to say, "Listen, we'll give them a scholarship. But you got to be the coach. We just want everyone flocking to
it." Okay. So this is obviously a huge fucking story. I know the chat saying there's more to the story. I'm sure there probably is. I don't know. I mean,
it doesn't matter that there's more to the story.
Yeah.
Because, of course there is more to the story. But as far as like being able to fire, which they wanted to, they want out of this contract, so they're going to look for any excuse. And just the judgment of the Antonio Gates is a great one.
He's Kent State, but his son is at Michigan State.
Absolutely.
So,
that's perfect.
Yeah.
Antonio Gates, hilarious, by the way. I love Antonio Gates,
Yeah.
My favorite Antonio Gates thing is when he got caught for doing steroids at age 39 in the NFL. Like, why now, Gates? Like, what are you doing?
Trying to get a couple more years out of the league.
Yeah, wrap it up. That's like when Hunter S. Thompson killed himself at age 68. Why? you already made it, buddy. You got nothing to prove.
Look, I don't know. Let's I find the story just hilarious.
Yeah.
Look, obviously it sucks for the victim. It's sad. Like that's sad. That's sad. But I'm saying, from me as a Colorado fan, this could have been Colorado's disaster. Instead, we went through some dark years. We ended up with Deion, and we're looking pretty fucking good for it.
But it just shows terrible judgment in so many levels. First of all, and I'm not condoning any kind of creepiness, predator behavior, but if you are going to be a monster and do that, why would you do it to someone whose entire career is against fighting that? It knows probably knows all the proper channels and how to take you down immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're not going to get away with that.
100%, man. He's just fucking stupid. He had the best contract
in
college football
to blow it at all,
and he fucks it all up, man. All right. Let's I want to tell you folks before we're going to talk a few more games and try to make sense of what we saw. But before we do that, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Yes, win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into the Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool. I should have done that last week, huh? They would have red flagged that over and that. Look, they're going to break down your parlay leg by leg as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate, for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks essentially have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com and use the promo code SGPN for 50% off your first month today. Start researching and start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy has a great way to, it's just great. It's great to play alongside your favorite football team all season long with their fantasy pick'em game. You pick between 2 and 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on their stat projections, Then do what you usually do on Saturday or Sunday. Sit your ass down and watch, right? You can win up to 20 times the amount of money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real money. And look, we'll talk about it. You know, an underdog that we like this week. Hold on, let me give you an underdog. They're asking me. I came in here. I think the Navy midshipmen are live on Thursday.
Ooh.
I think they're live on Thursday. All right.
Let's take a look.
They're getting 14.5. I'm seeing right now, but I think they're a live play at what is that? I don't know.
Let's take a look.
Actually, my book doesn't even have the money line right now.
I got them at plus 430.
There we go. Plus 430. Get on over there.
In Memphis.
Yeah. It's the Liberty Bowl. Memphis coming off a rivalry win. Letdown spot.
I love it. Thursday, short week.
It's short week, baby.
Low total.
Let's go. So check it out on Underdog Fantasy and watch along. Make your picks and maybe make a little extra cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com.
Mm-hmm.
When you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Once again, that's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back on the college football experience, and just a few things to note here. So, is Texas back, CJ? I know you were on the Longhorns. Are you buying into?
I was on the Longhorns in the game. I'm not quite a full all on it. I'm interested to see what they do versus Wyoming this week too. To be honest with you, because obviously it's a letdown spot. Wyoming's got that. Wyoming doesn't let anyone off the hook.
They don't. Baby. I'll be in Laramie in 2 weeks.
Yes.
All right, 2 weeks.
Texas will have a little too much for him probably, but I mean it'll be. I can see that being a scrappy game for sure. But no, anytime you count Texas back, they do Texas things, So it's but they look good for sure.
They certainly did look good, and quickly. So here's the
thing. It could have been more, by the way. What they did was Alabama.
Let's look at both sides.
They left a lot of points on the board on the field.
I mean, Alabama inaccurate in a minute.
Mm-hmm. See, that's my only problem. I think during the end of the season, we might even look back and say, "Oh, this was a bad Alabama team," relatively speaking.
Yeah. So Texas has Wyoming and then at Baylor, but Baylor's 0-2. They got quarterback problems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to be 4-0, right? Texas is going to be 4-0, and then they're going to face.
Texas does go to Waco for that one.
Yeah, but they're on their backup court. I don't know that Shapen will be back.
Okay.
I mean, I originally thought Baylor would bite them there.
Yeah. Those
I'm
are games Texas. Those are games Texas loses too.
The opinion that Texas is going to get them now.
Okay.
But this is where I wonder on Saturday, September 30th. So they basically don't play any really electric quarterbacks until Saturday, September 30th. When Jalen Daniels comes to town, he looked good against the Illini.
He looked amazing versus the Illini.
So they get that, and that's the week before the Red River shootouts. Oklahoma. I mean, you look at the schedule, and it kind of breaks nice for them because your toughest opponents. If you had to look right now and say, what are your toughest opponents? I'd say it's probably Kansas, Oklahoma because of the rivalry game, and K-State, and they're all in the state of Texas.
Yeah, they're set up like the only thing getting in front of Texas will be Texas. That's the only thing that usually trips them up. Towards the end, is that how they don't they fade? Don't they just have
the road trips remaining? They're going to play at Baylor, and like I said, Baylor was probably not going to have their starting quarterback.
We're going to beat Baylor.
Yeah. Then they're at Houston after a bye. They have a bye week leading up to it. Houston just lost to Rice.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of Houston.
At TCU, who didn't look very good.
Come on.
And then at Iowa State with half their team, now moving along because of a gambling probe. It is a great road schedule.
All right. I change my back. Texas is back.
No, I'm still
Texas
on the under. I'm on the under, but I'm just like, I need to see it consistently.
They're definitely a playoff, potential
contender.
there for sure. Absolutely.
Daquan in the chat saying who's more likely to make the playoffs, Texas or USC?
I say Texas.
I say Texas too, because USC's defense, even though they look decent against Stanford,
and they're in the Conference of Champions.
Yeah, let's talk about
USC's got to navigate the Pac-12.
The Pac-12 is the best conference in college football
by far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a head to toe, top to bottom, inside out, left and right.
This is like the perfect metaphor for college
football.
Football.
It's perfect. And of course, that's why they're breaking them, decimating them, and throwing them all around the country. The 1 year they're getting their shit together.
Yeah. It's like everybody. Oh, everyone's good. Oh, almost every single school is good.
Good God.
And now we're gonna have destruction. destruction. I'm fascinated by the Pac-12 race because I can tell you this: watching Washington State, and I was on Washington State all offseason to beat Wisconsin.
That was one of our favorites.
I think that Arbuckle hire at offensive coordinator really is really smart for what I thought Washington State did a great job in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should be thrown in that mix contending. I think everyone thought coming into the year, Oregon, USC, Utah, and Washington, and some would put Oregon State in there, me being one of them. But I actually think we got to put Wazoo in there. And look, and I don't want to, as a Colorado fan, I don't want to even throw ourselves in there. But some people are starting to say that. Obviously, they're ranked really high. I did think the Colorado defense looked pretty good, but that might have just been Jeff Sims, right?
That was so Jeff Sims in Nebraska. They have Colorado now 18th in the AP. Can't argue it. But Washington State 23. I'd have Washington State top 15.
Yeah, no me problem. Too. But Colorado does have. They're one of only two schools that have beaten two Power Fives.
No, nothing wrong with Colorado. Yeah. I mean, it's not a knock on Colorado. Get them up there. But Washington State being at 23.
Yeah,
that's
they're super impressive. Cam Ward. If you haven't seen Cam Ward play, he's a fucking stud.
Because this is the AP. They're honed to their preseason bullshit, so they can't move them up too far. You know what I mean? They're not looking at it the way it is for what the results were.
They're always a sham.
I mean, if they were, Texas would be number 1. Florida State would be number 2.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. They're always a sham. The rankings are always a sham. But
anyway, UCLA is up there. They look good last year.
They did.
Now that I got more playing, he's a superstar.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That was amazing.
I think even Arizona State
versus Central Carolina when they were rotating him, he go in there, 80-yard touchdown. All right, you're out. Get out of there.
That's too good.
Right? Yeah.
It's week 1.
Not everyone gets a fair shake. You sure, Coach? He does nothing but touchdowns every time he touches the ball.
What do you think to the thing we were covering, saying that Saban's recent struggles are because of the correlation with NIL being legal? So other teams can go get
maybe levels it out a little bit, and those big powerhouses have also been a little reluctant. Obviously, Clemson is completely against Dabo Swinney, and it'll take them a couple of years. Right. Exactly.
And they go 6-6 this year. No, I'm joking.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
but absolutely, it is definitely showing.
I think there's a direct correlation.
And remember, Rick to Georgia last year, he bragged about how they didn't have any portals, which he was kind of lying about it. You know what I mean? He said, "No, we don't have any starters," just because they have like 8 now.
Culture,
but you have to do it. You know what I mean? But you're right. But those big powerhouses are a little reluctant to do because they think they don't need it. Everyone will want to come to them, and everyone they have and they do have the best of the best to pick from. But yeah. It's definitely evening it out the playing field a little bit.
Yeah,
because you're not replacing. You're not replacing your starters with freshmen.
And your backups that have been with the program. I'm not starting. Guess what? I'm out.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I want to take advantage of my peak opportunity.
So before, like in 2015, Alabama's backups were fucking first round NFL picks. Now they dip out to I don't know, somewhere they're at Missouri playing or something. So.
Also, this is a little quick to throw the dirt on Alabama. I'm not ready to bury
I agree.
Ready to bury
I can tell you this, man.
Sure.
Watching Milroe throw the ball with Patty C, I was sitting there saying, because I thought
that was bad.
I actually thought there could have been more interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, some of those reads, he just threw it into triple coverage. I don't know that that's sustainable for the whole season.
Yeah, now, for sure. No, it's funny because they're already Alabama websites they're already throwing around that highlight video their recruit coming in. The high school recruits like, okay, let's not worry about this game. This shit's over with. But who is the they have this 5-star quarterback.
So who do you think the best team is in the SEC West right now? LSU would be. I mean, I took LSU in the preseason.
Right.
I am a little concerned in the second half, but at least that was against Florida State, who looks like a fucking machine. What
Florida
they did to Southern
Florida
Miss.
State looks great.
So I will say I still lean LSU. But hold on, we didn't even talk about A&M.
Oh, God, I can't take.
I was buying into A&M this year.
I was bamboozled by A&M again. I can't believe it.
And Miami looks legit.
I know. We're getting dropped.
Texas and Miami are back.
Miami under 7.5 was one of our best plays. A&M over.
Yeah, I was on the A&M over.
That was a huge game for both those. I'm on both. I'm on A&M over 8 and Miami under 7.5.
So you're really fucked.
Yeah. So listen, this.
So wait, hold on.
This coming from a bad place.
In the SEC West, you have Ole Miss that survived against the backup Pratt.
Yeah, terrible.
You got Mississippi State, who's undefeated. Arkansas is undefeated. They didn't look super great against Kent State. So my pecking order right now would be 1 LSU, 2 Bama, 3 3. I don't think you can say A&M right now, right?
No, you can't.
Because now they blew out New Mexico. I think 3. You probably say, I guess, Ole Miss.
You gotta go with Ole Miss.
Yeah, and 4.
They get their win. Then you can go with
A&M or Miss State.
No, you gotta go with A&M.
I don't know. It's gonna be fascinating.
We'll see this BYU. Mississippi State LSU game coming up.
Yeah. How did you ever lean on that early? 10 points right now?
10's a lot. I mean, like I said, we've only leaned LSU. I don't know if LSU's
ready. Right?
They're right. They are. I don't know. But at the same time, they do rally around that. And the way they were embarrassed. I can see them.
What's your thoughts on BYU going to Arkansas? The game, but also the fan base cultures. You excited to see that one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would pay money to go people watch. That's why we should be in Fayetteville or wherever.
Yeah. Banging in Little Rock.
Yeah.
One of the best HBO documentaries back in the real sex days. They had a documentary called Banging in Little Rock. It was about these white Arkansas gangbangers and shit. It was fucking amazing.
See if you can find that one out there, folks.
It's good. I'll give you everything here on the Bombs Down Under. Yeah, you're right. The fan base, that's going to be a great clash. They're going to get along, though. They're definitely, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like,
like super fucked up against super sober.
Yeah, but I know they are super sober, but they're also, I don't know, they're weird. They're hypocritical. Go figure. Those religious people that go out there. So they'll, you know.
What is
they'll like the Bible Belt part, that's for sure. They'll bring all the wives and they'll bring all that, you know what I mean? So, but I'm not an Arkansas fan as far as the game goes. Any of these SEC teams, I can't get behind any of them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
BYU's not doing anything.
Yeah, BYU hasn't looked super impressive either, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
Let me ask you this: what is the game you're most excited about this upcoming week? I'm looking. I mean, you got South Carolina, Georgia. South Carolina's getting 27.5 points. And Tennessee, Florida is probably backyard brawl.
I like Tennessee, Florida too, because
Tennessee, Florida or backyard brawl, right? It's kind of a light week for college football.
It is. It's a bad week 3. The Tennessee, Florida game at first was like, oh, this is gonna be brutal how bad Florida looks, but Tennessee looked bad last. We've been down on Tennessee. We're saying we're going to regression, even though they've won. They didn't look great.
They did not look great against Austin Peay, but I'm just thinking maybe they were phoning it in against a bad FCS,
Yeah. How about your Pirates coming into they're catching Appalachian State off a blown money line. I know the Pirates were terrible last week.
They had the lead in the fourth quarter, and I was on. They just pissed. I was too.
I was on them, but now they're catching 9.5 at App State in the mountains of Carolinas.
App State, though,
but App State's coming off they're blown. They should have won.
They should have won versus North Carolina. This is fun. Take the points with ECU all day.
Come on,
I'm not going away against the Pirates.
Play that song.
Give me my song.
There we go. Let's get ourselves back.
Bounce back week. Let's go. Oh man, so yeah, backyard brawl is probably that or Tennessee, Florida, 2 best games.
Backyard brawl will be a good game.
Colorado State. I love this game back on the schedule. Rocky
Mhm.
Mountain Showdown. They've been playing it since like 1891.
Right.
So that's great to have on the schedule. Besides that, though, I mean BYU, Arkansas.
That's
kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's interest to it. Even that Georgia, South Carolina. At least South Carolina. I mean, they're not good, but they'll show Georgia something. Like Georgia's competition is so bad.
At least you there's a chance with Spencer Rattler. Okay, maybe we can. It's like they've been playing UT Martin and Ball State. Washington, Michigan State, we thought was going to be a nice matchup.
That's the game I'm most excited for because I want to see Washington annihilate Sparty. I really want to see it happen.
I'll tell you a game that I thought preseason would be more intriguing was. And Noah's saying Michigan State will lose 42-7.
Yeah.
Remember, he is a Wolverine fan.
All right.
Minnesota, North Carolina. I thought now both these teams, if you look 2-0, but Minnesota barely beating Nebraska by 3, not a good look. The Nebraska I just saw,
so bad.
And Minnesota struggled for a long time with Eastern Michigan. But North Carolina, I think, I came into it. If you would ask me like August 10th, who's winning that game? I'm like, oh, Minnesota's too physical for them. I actually think Carolina should be a 7-point favorite here.
7.5 for Minnesota.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, they escaped with that game, but yeah, you're right. Minnesota showed me nothing. How about this line? This is a big line, and I get it the way they just lost to UCLA, but San Diego State's catching 24.
Lay it.
Yeah, lay the wood.
I'm
there.
sold on Oregon State, man. I actually think Oregon State is the most complete team.
Wow.
In the Pac-12. Most
Even with
complete.
DJ quarterback.
Well, because look, he can throw the ball good enough.
Right.
And then their run game is super fucking impressive.
They have a great defense.
Yeah, they have the number one defense in the Pac-12 last year.
Yeah.
They have 2 good running backs. They even got the like the Percy Harvin guy, but was it Bolden?
Mm-hmm.
That's a stud. So I mean, there's that. Yeah, and Colorado State, that line's at 23.5. Rivalry.
Colorado's laying 23.5. How quickly that has changed.
I think you got to ride State this week, even though I'm a Buffs guy. I think you got to take the points.
You're not a believer. You tell Dion you're taking that.
They'll
I'll
win.
tell you that.
They'll win. Goddamn, that's a lot of points. More than 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, but Dion knows the importance of covering.
Florida State,
happy.
Boston College. You excited for that one?
The old Charlie Ward game. That's when BC beat them with the field goal at the buzzer. Remember that?
Yeah.
They was back to back. They were number one. Then Notre Dame, they beat Notre Dame with that, and then Florida State with the one. Even though Notre Dame beat Florida State, then they lost to Boston College, and Florida State went right back to number one with Charlie Ward. Glenn Foley,
yeah,
absolutely.
Hold on. So Penn State
from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Glenn Foley.
Flex
went to Cherry Hill East.
Penn State, Illinois. Illinois is getting 15. Are they a live dog?
Illinois is a live dog.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I kind of like the way they rallied at least in the second half and then didn't bow over to Kansas. We expected decent things from Illinois, at least from that division in Big Ten. They did not, but although they don't look good, I'm not going to say that. They're definitely missing. What's his face? A running back who left.
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown. That's right.
I think.
I mean, it looks bad. I mean, they were lucky to beat Toledo and opening up the week.
I think K-State, Missouri is intriguing. So this is one that's much like, if you go listen to my Missouri team preview, much like me taking Minnesota against North Carolina, I had Missouri beating K-State. I'm off that now. Missouri should have probably lost to Middle Tennessee last week.
They escaped Middle Tennessee State. I honestly can't back any of these SEC teams. Like, yes, BYU looks terrible, but I'm not laying 9.5 with Arkansas.
Yeah.
With any of these SEC teams, they're barely coming out of alive games they should be dominating with.
Let me ask you this one here. Georgia Southern's a 19.5 or 20-point dog. They won at Nebraska last year.
Yeah.
They're going into Madison.
I know. And that's an inflated number because they're
2-0.
They're thinking Wisconsin's angry. But yeah, this is a live dog coming in. Watch out.
I love it. Look, multiple double-digit dogs I like here. Okay. All right. I think Navy could be live against Memphis. I also believe Utah State could be live against Air Force. Right? Could Mississippi State be on that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Even though I would love to see Mississippi State beat LSU and Brian Kelly and his family. But I don't know. There's a lot of live dog action I like here. Illinois maybe could be one. Georgia Southern.
I got a question for you.
What's that?
On a Friday night game, a team that we were high on preseason that we did a run through, came back very experienced, and they've been a pretty big disappointment, and that is UTSA, the Roadrunners.
Lay it.
Laying 9 versus a horrible Army squad that can't run the shotgun option.
That's what I say.
That's why I was looking at that. This looks like a prime spot.
Army lost to ULM, and ULM struggled with Lamar.
I know, right?
Lay it.
I mean, this seems like a perfect buy low on UTSA, who barely beat Texas State last week. And now Texas State. They were coming off that big upset with Baylor, but you were saying they're still a live dog because they revamped their whole roster too.
Yeah,
just like Colorado.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I was expecting a lot of. I don't know what happened in that game. I had the over.
It was a close game.
I know it was a very close game. I had the over. That was dead in the water. That was absolutely cooked. I mean, I needed all the overtime rules for that to come in. But that being said, UTSA -9 versus Army on Friday night seems like a smash spot.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, for like Thursday and Friday, I'm going to be on Navy. I'm going to be on Army. I'm sorry, not Army. Navy, UTSA. I'm still riding with Maryland, and I think Utah State is a live dog in Colorado Springs. Utah State was impressive against Idaho State. And I also think if you look at that Iowa game, might have been more impressive than people realize.
Yeah.
GBO Farms in the chat saying Florida is definitely live with how Tennessee looks Saturday. And look, I get it, buddy. He's a Tennessee fan, but I think I took Florida as I already bet the Gators. I got them at 7.5.
Mm-hmm. I'll take that for sure. I mean, it's, obviously rivalry game. Back in the day when Spurrier said you couldn't spell citrus without UT, Yeah. We get that going in there.
Noah's showing this 8 teams ranked for the first time in conference history.
Yes. Look at that. The Conference of Champions. Break them up and kill them.
And what's crazy? So wait, okay. I thought Cal was a lot better than Auburn.
Yeah. No.
Like if you watch that game,
they can't be.
Cal moved the ball. That they just couldn't capitalize. The classic Wilcox, right? But I think Cal will be a player. Like when these teams have to play Cal's going to beat some of them.
Right.
They're much better than I think what people think.
We have that Halloween game circle when USC comes in.
Yeah, Cal's gonna fuck up someone's season.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna fuck up someone's season. So, any other games we want to talk about this week?
Let's wrap it up. We'll save it for Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, the Bomb Squadron will be back. C Block.
Yeah, C Block will come up. Speaking of C Block, Bottom Line Bombs coming up right after this. Make sure you stay live.
Give CJ a follow on Twitter too. And the show is coming up live. So stay tuned right now. We give him a follow on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Remember also Bottom Line Bombs podcast coming right up next. Subscribe to that. Also subscribe to the College Football Experience. Later tonight, I'm going to be dropping an FCS Week 2 reaction show. So stay tuned to that. And also, I do host this is the College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience, the College Basketball Experience, the College Baseball Experience with Noah Bieniek, who's working the boards behind the scenes.
Shout out to Noah.
All right, and also check out the Big 12 Experience. I'm going to be a guest on their show talking Backyard Brawl tomorrow. Yes. So check out all that. All those are separate podcasts. We come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the College Experience. Get the SGPN app. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Have you checked them out on VSiN every Friday night? Every single Friday night, Sports Gambling Podcast live. They're getting flown out to Vegas like they're fucking Burt Reynolds or something, right? Just landing in Vegas, getting a limo sent to them.
Like they're Jerry Tarkanian until they run that town.
They're probably in the hot tub with UNLV players. I don't know what's going on. But check that out every Friday night on VSiN, which is on YouTube TV, VSIN, folks. If you get the NFL package, you're going to have that. So, Friday night, I believe 8:00, if memory serves me correct. Check that out. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Get the SGPN app and come talk college football with us in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Until next time, folks, this is the Bobs Down Under. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And the whole team's looking and the whole world's looking with the gamblers. Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And you know